So, welcome to Lay Your Burdens Down. Happy Black History Life. I don't believe in Black History Month. I mean, I start celebrating on the calendar on Martin Luther King's Day. And my lived experience is Black History Life, right? Like, I was a history major. I'm super in touch with the stories of my ancestors. And a funny story, too, is that 3 years ago, I was in a job that totally was just not my thing anymore. I quit my job on February 1st. When someone asked me, why'd you quit on the first day of Black History Month? I was like, I quit on the first day of Black History Month because these people were treating me like the help, and I left as a king. I just did not see the need to be there anymore, and I wanted to leave on my own terms. So, a little bit about Black History Month for me, y'all. Like, no, we live in a world now where people are denying Black history exists. Still, it's terrible, right? And so, by virtue of that, I'm just aggressive with my Blackness. You know what I mean? Like, I taught a Yale alumni folks earlier, and I was just like, I want y'all to massage your scalp, but I will not be massaging my scalp because it took me 15 minutes to get my hair this spherical. So I said that out loud to a bunch of people, many of whom were not Black. Why? Because it's my hair and it's the truth. Like, I'm not going to mess up my hair to teach. Um, it seems glib, but that is an example of laying burdens down. I come from a lineage where, and I had a really interesting conversation with my aunt this weekend. Um, they were taught that being in close proximity to whiteness was what you had to do to make it. That's how they were taught. Um, they chose to do that for survival. They taught their kids is that's how they make it. In my generation, um, I ain't trying to be that for nobody. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be Reggie, and if you don't like it, I don't really care. But the reason I can do that is because my ancestors laid their burdens down. They had a lot of faith. They had a lot of chutzpah. One story I'll share quickly before we dive into the sound is that I saw in my grandfather's own script this weekend a letter that he wrote in 1942 when he was coming from serving in the Navy for 42 months back to Jim Crow in Norfolk, Virginia. And when I read my grandfather's words, I was just like, I had no, of course I'm spicy and talk shit to everybody. Like, I'm my grandfather's grandson. This man wasn't taking no smack from nobody. Like, they came from Alaska to Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh to Norfolk. When they got to Norfolk, they went to have dinner, but they wouldn't let any of the Black folks in because it was Jim Crow, Virginia. My grandfather got off the bus and was just like, you may not serve me, but I'm not standing out in the cold after fighting for democracy, you know? And I was like, Papa, okay, right on. And then in his own script, some of the most beautiful cursive I've seen in my whole life, Papa told a story about this. Like, they get on the bus from the restaurant and pardon my language, y'all, but this is what it says. Some white dude on the bus is like, did all the niggas get on the bus? So listen, if Poppy wasn't listening to the first thing, he definitely wasn't listening to this one. So my grandfather, who's pretty much my stature, a little bit lighter skin, went to this guy, got in his face, and was like, pardon me, sir. I know I just didn't hear what I thought I heard, did I? And this guy was like, ugh. And so Poppy essentially was just like, good for him for responding that way because I might have sent him to where he's from and it's not heaven. I'm like, Poppy? So anyway, 1942, my grandfather, after fighting for this country for 42 months, wasn't taking nothing from nobody. So I wonder where I get it from. God bless you, Robert Hubbard, because you put the fire of the ancestors in me. So when I say Black History Life, that's what I'm talking about. It ain't history for me. I knew my grandfather, right? Like, they try and teach us that it's so distant. It's not distant. Like, I didn't know that existed. So now that I know that letter exists, whew, right? And today I had the opportunity to tell my grandfather's story to Nancy Pelosi and several other members of Congress because they asked me to give an opening speech for Black History Month for a call for some of the organizing work that I do. So you want to talk about liberation, laying your burdens down. I got to testify about my ancestral lineage in front of a whole bunch of activists and powerful people in Congress. It used to be illegal for Black people to vote. And that happened to me today. So I come before you just joyous. I come before you light as a feather because those two interactions, so I read the letter on Saturday, and all the stuff with the speaker Pelosi happened today. It's as if the ancestors are just doing like cartwheels and stuff, right? Like someone was like, Reggie, I want you to keep your ancestors smiling. I was like, I don't want my ancestors to keep smiling. I want them to be like, look at him though. You know what I mean? I don't want them to smile. I want them to be like doing like that Arsenio Hall woofing thing. Anyway, I'm delighted to share that energy with you. I'm delighted to be in community with you. Lynn, thank you, right? Like it's that level of liberation, the fact that I could tell his story. So think about this. 1942 isn't that long ago. He wrote that letter not knowing that his grandson would be able to tell that story to the former Speaker of the House, who has hired his grandson for his political wisdom. I can't even deal with that, right? So that's just exactly, Lynn. I'm just like, so this is why I celebrate Black history, y'all. That is what Black history is about. The reason that people are trying to erase that history is because they don't want us to have hope. They don't want us to be free. They don't want us to have joy amid sorrow. Those are all the things that my ancestors taught me. And the last thing I'll share, so this woman in this picture, the lady in the green is my grandma. So that's Robert Hubbard's wife. I still have her. She's 97 years old. She came into this studio a couple months ago and started banging on stuff. So she had her cane in one hand, was banging on stuff in the other hand, because that's just how grandma gets down. She's curious, right? At first she looked in, she was like, what's all this stuff? She didn't say that because she's polite and Southern, so she said it with her looks. But then she was like, give me that. And she started beating on stuff or whatever. So she was talking to somebody a week or so later, bragging about her grandson's pots and pans. So if you know anything about the ancestors, it used to be illegal for Black folks to have instruments. So for my grandmother, who was raised by her kin who used to play pots and pans, for her to be like, Reggie, I was telling people about your pots and pans. If that's not a connection to the ancestors, I do not know what is. Right? So the freedom with which I'm able to live is because I've laid these burdens down. And, you know, when I saw my grandfather say, I know I didn't, I've said that to people before. I was like, I know you didn't just say what I thought you said. And shot him this look like, please answer correctly or you might catch these hands. You know what I mean? Just like whatever. So that is the joy I share with you. That is what Black history means to me. And the other thing, this class is designed for rest, for peace of mind. Because in the American system, they don't want Black folks to rest. They don't want us to have peace of mind. And it's not just Black folks. They don't want women to rest. They don't want they don't want our trans family to rest. They want to keep their grip on their power. And when you find peace of mind and an open heart, guess what their power means? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's in that spirit that I hope that you find deep rest. It's in that spirit that I hope you find the release that you need, right? There's so much going on in the world, and we're all walking around like this, you know, mad at something, mad at somebody, this, that, or the other. Let your guard down. Lay your burdens down. Be at peace and be easy. Is it easy to do that? No. But that's why you came to this class, because some of y'all will be asleep in 5 minutes. I guarantee. So if And the last thing I'll say is this: however the sound impacts you, I want you to respond. So if that's I'm gonna lay out and I'm gonna just like snore real loud and drool all over myself, awesome. If you want to start to sing and hum, awesome. If a creative opportunity hits your heart and head and you got to write it out, awesome. Right? I want you to express yourself as you need to. And if that's rest, cool. If that's creativity, cool, whatever. So spend the next minute or so shrugging the shoulders, getting into the neck, just loosening up the body to prepare for sound practice. If you got to get up and cut out some lights, go for it. If you got to light some candles, go for it. But prepare your environment in a way that suits you. So maybe you open and close the chest, maybe you stretch the fingers, just anything that allows you to release stress that ain't necessary. Go for it. Five more seconds of whatever your warm up needs to be for you. Bring palms together, create friction in the palms, generate a little heat, because another element of Black history is sometimes you got to bring heat to motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to light niggas up without apology, especially if they're on some dumb shit. So anyway, heat in the palms, and then lay hands on the face, massage the jaw. And keep that up. Friction in the palms, then compassionate application to the face. So whatever gives you that space, go for it. If you're wondering what my button says, again, this is appropriate for Black History. It says, don't postpone joy. Now place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Notice how the shoulders feel. Notice how the hands feel after we soften them up a bit. Presence yourself with the breath in the body. Again, weaving in the theme of Black History Month. It literally would try and take the breath away of Black people when they hung us from trees, right? So breathe deeper in defiance of intimidation. Presence yourself with the gift of the breath. The breath is life. If the body doesn't have the breath, the body's irrelevant. Switch the hands, keep the presence on the breath. Just to begin an internal awareness. Releasing hands from the body. Let's take 4 breaths together. Then we slide into Chillville. Inhale through the nose. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle pause. Exhale out the mouth. Maybe you hum, maybe you sing. Maybe you just exhale loudly. 6 again. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Let it go. 7. Inhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Release. Inhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, release. Now find the posture that will support you in sound practice. It can be upright, it can be laid out, it can be head in hands, it can be up walking. Doesn't matter. And to wet your whistle, so to speak, I will begin by playing an antique G sharp 2nd octave, just to get the ears ready. Hear all the sounds, the highs, the lows. Allow the mind to be curious. Five more. Deep full inhale. Exhale, let something go. 1. Deep full inhale. Exhale, let something go. 2. Moment of silence to pause. The next bowl I'll play is an F sharp. I mean, it's F flat, but another antique. Imagine as if the ancestors, your ancestors, our collective ancestors, are just giving you peace, being like, look, we have ups and downs, it'll be all right, let something go. Inhale and exhale at your leisure. So you choose the depth of the inhale, you choose the depth of the exhale. Change your position if you need to, because I'm about to change mine. So, because I don't believe in surprise, I think we're actually quite boring. I'm going to play each note that I'm going to blend together, just so you're aware. We got some crystal. This gong is called Space Cowboy. This is Space Cowboy. out, girl. This gong is called Home. This gong is called Florence. And these are the harmonics I'll work with. So that's the roots of the ensemble. I may play some other stuff, but let the games begin. Now resting in silence for a bit, noticing what has shifted in the body and the energy, and using this moment of silence for each exhale that you're consciously aware of to lay something down. Silent sit begins now. Now slowly sensing into the body and deciding how you want to end our time together. If you want to be laid out flat, enjoy your rest. For those of you that want to end in an upright seat, take the scenic route. For those that are upright, if there's any tension in the body that has been laid bare to you, do that friction in the palm, compassion and application thing. For those of you that are laid out, like I said, stay there. So whether you're waking up or whether you're staying at rest, aware in the body. So feeling the ground beneath you as support, feeling the breath in the body as the animating agent. The mind is not the animating agent, it's the disturbance. The breath is the animating agent. In an interview I once saw with Prince, he was like, the mind is a filing cabinet, the heart is the wisdom. Thank you, Prince. So we'll take 4 closing breaths together. There will be no sharing in this class because this class is devoted to sound. There'll be other meditation series I have where we talk afterwards, but I want this to be a contemplative, solitary experience in community. 4 clearing breaths in through the nose, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Exhale, lay a burden down. The ancestors have got this. Again, in through the nose, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, full of possibility and potential. Exhale, release, lay a burden down, light as a feather. These last 2 are on you, so animate the body with the breath at the degree that seems natural for you. And after a pause, allow the exhale to be a catharsis, lay a burden down. And whenever the last breath comes, you hold it. And after you're through, release it. Lay your burden down. Bring palms together at heart center, lowering head towards hands at heart center. And just tune into how you feel. This is the faith I imagine my ancestors having, this peace is what my grandfather felt when he looked that man in his face and was like, I wish you would. In the height of Jim Crow, this peace is what transforms hatred into love. And I wish you this peace this evening and going forward. Gratitude for the chance to be of service, love, peace, and gratitude. Ashe.